In this video, we are going to be creating this dining scene. So the first thing we're going to do is obviously to work on our light, because I've already set the camera and also I've placed some furniture in this scene. For the purpose of this tutorial, the settings of my camera, you can see it over here. Okay, you can see the focal length. I set it at 80 and then everything. So you see the height of my camera, that is 900. Then if you want to see the height of my camera target, you're going to see it here. Okay, you can just copy this and paste it. All right, it's inconsequential to what we want to do now. So the aspect ratio I'm using is just 4:6. Okay, I set it to custom and then I impute 4 in the width or 6 in the height, and then I locked it. That's basically it. So the first thing we need to do is, let me set this into defaults, create our glass material so we can add it to this place and then start working on our lights. All right, so I'm going to open my material editor. I'm going to set my clay material first. Okay. You know what? Let's use a different color of clay material. Okay, it's okay. All right. So I'm just gonna come here, make this one. Make this 0.6. Okay, now I'm going to select everything in here and I'm going to apply this material to it. All right, now let's go ahead and create our glass material. Just make this one and then make the refraction one. And there you have your glass material. So I'm going to select this and this. I'm going to apply this glass material to it, and then you can see inside the house, inside the dining from here. Okay, so the next thing we are going to be doing is create the material for the mullions. Okay, just gonna quickly do that. Let me reset this, make this like 4. Okay, say okay. We're not even going to be seeing this mullion. I don't know. I don't know why I started creating it, but since we have already started, let's just see it through. All right. So yeah. Now let's start interactive render and see what we've got. We don't have any light in this scene, so we're not seeing anything. So let's go ahead and put light. I'm gonna keep this one side over here. So open your render settings. All right, and then go to scene, set it to single map. Immediately you set it, you'll see light will start coming in. I want to use an HDRI. Okay, so I'm gonna set it to Corona bitmap and I'm gonna say okay. I don't really need 8K. This is an interior. We're not even going to be seeing outside anyway, so I'm just going to use this. Okay, yeah. So there are some settings I want to do to this HDRI, so I'm going to drag it into this place, set that instance. The only thing I want to do is I want to rotate this HDRI so it can bring in more light into this scene. So come over here in the rotation and degree and type in 250. That is going to rotate it in the angle that is most suitable for this scene. So the next thing we need to do is go on and add the other lights. I'm going to come over here and I'm going to get my rectangle lights. Okay, corona light. Make sure it's a rectangle. Okay, and I'm going to set my intensity to 15. Okay, let's start from there. Raise it up. Okay. Come over here. Turn on the target. Now select the target and bring it down. Yeah. So I'm going to set it where I want it to be. Okay. And this I'm going to set to 5.5. I don't want it to be too warm. Okay, I want it to have this kind of vibes that it is actually from the sunlight. Okay, it's going to be warm but not so warm. Okay, all right, so let's set the sun. Okay, as you can see, we have added the sun. All right, so I'm just gonna set it where I want it to be. Okay, now I want to change the color and the intensity of this sun. Okay, so I will select it, come over here. Okay, all right, you see the color and the intensity. The intensity is 0.005, and then the color is, you can copy this color code from over here. Okay, that is how you get, you know, that this type of, you know, warm early morning sunshine kind of vibe. Okay, so I'm gonna say okay to that. I want to add another light to highlight this place, and then another one to highlight this other place inside here. Okay, so that we'll have a balanced scene. Okay, so let me just go ahead and do that. I'm going to select this light over here, and I'm going to copy it, and I'll be making some modifications to it. Okay, so copy. So I'll just select this and I'll move it around. Yes, I'll move it around. So for this light, we are going to make it invincible. So turn off all these things over here, except this one, and then I'm going to make this 3. I don't want it to be too pronounced. I just want it to, you know, highlight. You know, this place is kind of dark before, but as we brought this light in, you can see that we have some details over there. Okay, not so much that there won't be shadows again, because you need light and also shadow composition to make your image look so sharp. Okay, when we start doing tone mapping, I'm going to show you how you can make your shadows to be more pronounced and punchy in a way that is going to make sense. So I'm going to select this light and move it where I want it to be. Okay, all right. So yeah, I'm going to actually increase the intensity of this to 5. Okay, later if it is too much, we're going to reduce it. All right, so I want to create another light over here, like I said. Okay, if I let me copy this one, I don't want to. Let me copy this particular light. Okay, that's going to actually be easier for me. Copy, not instance, so that you can make modifications to it different from what you have done to the other one. So I'm going to move this light where I want it to be. Okay, I want it to like throw some light on this side, like so. So I'm just going to set it where I want it to be. Okay, I'll just move it around till I get what I want. All right, okay. I think that is all for light. Okay, there's one more light remaining. Okay, let me go ahead and add it. I want to put light behind here. So I'm just going to bring out my material editor and then bring out the corona light material and apply it there. Okay, and applying it there, you can see. So I'm gonna make this 3, and that is already shining very bright. So what I'm going to do is, these particular lights, they are going to be warmer. So I'm just going to come over here and I'm going to select them. I'm going to make them 4, 5. Okay. This one too. But then I'm going to make this 3, 6 because I want to use the light to set this particular one here. So I'm going to use the color picker too. Okay. And then pick this color from here. Then say okay. Now, when you see this place, when you see the lighting there, you're going to see the type of glow that is coming with. Now I'm going to turn on the bloom and glare. Okay, and I'm going to turn on sharpen and blurring. Sharpen or blurring. So I'm going to make it 3 to sharpen the image. Okay, so this intensity, I'm going to make it 10. 10 is too much. I'm going to make it 5 for now. Later, if we need to increase it, we're going to increase it. All right. So I'm going to make this thing 4, 5 right back. All right. So it's time for me to do some post-production here. I'm going to reduce this light a little bit. Okay. That's on tone mapping. I'm going to redo that a little bit. You know what? Let me take it back to 0 for now. Need to reduce this. Reduce this to 0.5, and then I will add rain hard, make it 55. Okay. When I do that, it will require me to add some contrast. Now let's desaturate this image a bit. Okay. Yes. All right. So let me put in my filmic mapping. Okay. The rich shadows, I'm going to make it 1. You see the way it is popping this image. I'm going to make it 1. All right. Then I'm going to add LUT. I'm going to make this LUT 0.4. No, 0.3. Let's leave it for now. As we work, we'll know what is best for us. Let me just add veneer. I'm going to add veneer. I'm going to make it 1 so that, you know, add the blackness around the edges. So I think we need to add a little bit of green to this scene. Okay, just a little. Okay. Yeah, so for now, that is it for tone mapping and post-production. We're going to leave it for now. So as we go on in this scene, we're going to, you know, be making some other corrections. All right, so the first material, it's time for us to create material now. The first material I want us to create is the floor because it's the simplest, and we are going to be using Corona material for that. So I'm going to close this, and I'm going to select the floor. All right. I'll select it. In fact, let me close this. Open the Corona material. This concrete polished, I'm going to assign it to the selected object. Okay, and then I'm going to close this. Okay, let's go ahead and add UVW map to this floor. All right, so I'm going to change it to box. For the length, I'm going to add 0.005. 0.005, 0.005. Okay, let me zoom into the floor so we can appreciate it more. Okay, let's make it big and see what we've done. I think it's looking cool, looking very nice. So that same vibe is what we're going to be having on the floor, but we're going to be using a different map for it. Okay, so I'm just going to open my material editor, and then I'm going to pick it. The material we have on the floor, I'm going to pick it. Okay, you see what we did here? This is a Corona default material, so I'm just going to bring in my own map, and I'm going to replace them, and I'll apply it on the wall and then make adjustments to it. So I'm going to, okay, this is a handy way to quickly create material. Okay, especially when you're a beginner. All right, it will help you to like understand how materials work. All right, so I'm just gonna bring this in. Okay, and I'm going to plug it above here to the top, and then I will also apply that same material down there. Okay, so that becomes that. For the bump, I'm going to leave this. I'm going to leave everything that is there the way they are. So I'm just going to select the wall and apply this to it. Let's see what happens to that wall. Okay. Obviously, I'm not seeing anything. I'm not seeing anything. So I'm going to come over here and I'm going to work on it. So I'm going to use UVW map. Okay. Apply it on it once. And once I do that, you see it is now showing. Okay. I might have to change this to box. And yeah, I'm going to put some color correction here. I'm going to reduce the gamma of this first one to 0.5. Let's see how that goes. Okay. Reduce it, make it black and white. Okay. This particular one here, I'm going to reduce. Let me bring in this the color correction, and I'm going to reduce this to 0.8. Okay, I'm gonna make it black and white still. Okay, black and white. I want to mix it. Okay. Please don't overlay again. Just something like this is not bad. This area, I want it to be, I want to see, okay. So I want to like adjust this map. So I'm going to make all of them to 2000. Sorry, 2000. This one too, the same thing. And then over here, 2000. Okay. I actually do not like the way this is looking. Honestly speaking. I do not like the way this material is looking. It's looking too dirty. I don't want it to look too dirty. I want it to look, you know. Okay. Now I want to change this color a little bit. I want to make it a little bit brownish, like the base material, the clay material that we created. So I'm just gonna come over here, double click on this, paste it inside here. Okay. Now I'm going to reduce this, desaturate it, reduce it so it doesn't look too much. Okay. so it doesn't look too much. So I'm going to make this scene brighter a bit. Yes. Okay, so I'm going to reduce it some more. Okay, I want to have some dirtiness in some places, but not too much. I want you to be, a bit realistic. Okay, so on the upper part of this, I'm going to apply a different. Okay, I actually want this to be. Bring it over here, and then I'm going to let me make it big. I'm going to put it in the displacement, and I'm also going to pass it through color correction. No, not corona color. Okay, pass it through color correction, and then to the bump. I'm going to desaturate it. Let's see. Desaturate it. Okay. Okay, I'm gonna make this too. This one I'm going to also, the upper one I'm going to make 1.5. Yes. Okay, so for this color correction, I'm going to reduce the exposure, make it a bit darker. Yes, make it a bit darker. Okay. Yeah. So I'm going to apply a material on the ceiling. Okay. Or I'm just going to use this. Adjust it a bit, make it a little bit whitish. Then I'm going to select the ceiling, and I'm going to apply this to it. I hope I'm selecting the ceiling. Yes. Now let's work on it even more, so to get the desired result. Now this same material, I want to apply it. I want to apply material on these lights over here. So I'm gonna duplicate this. I'm gonna reset this. I'm gonna apply it to these lights. I want it to be whiter. Okay, I want it to be whiter. Now I'll have to reduce the intensity. Okay. Okay, as we go on in this video, we're going to be touching, that exposure to get what we want. Now this is too glossy. I'm going to make it 4:5. I'm going to leave the light the way it is. All right, for this stuff in here, I'm going to create a material for it now. Okay, I'm going to be using this. So I will select it. I'll apply this to it. Now I just need bump. Put it in the bump. I'll increase the bump to 3. And also I'll pass this to diffuse. Okay, now I need to map it using the UVW mapping, so I'll get it right. All right, so I'm gonna apply UVW map to it, and I'm going to put it to box. All right, it's already looking good on its own. Okay, it's already, I didn't even have to do nothing. Let's see if it's going to be better. Okay, so I'm going to increase the glossiness of this thing. And I'm going to take this UVW map and I'll just paste it all over the place. Okay, so I'm just gonna take this color correction and I'll bring it here, pass it through this color correction, okay. Get a bit bright. For that uniformity, all right. And then now I'm beginning to think this glossiness is too much, so I'm gonna make it 0.6. So to reduce the intensity of the glossiness, all right. This particular, okay, that's all right. Cool. So I want to make the chamfer more pronounced, so I'm just gonna select it, make it like 8. Yes, it's looking more pronounced now, just like I want it. Now the next thing I want to create the material for these seats. All right, so I'm going to stop this interactive render. So I'm going to minimize this. Let's go ahead. First of all, I want to isolate one of these seats. Okay, so I'll create it. First of all, let me select it and understand how this seat is made. Okay, so I'll select this part, select the upper part of the seat. Okay. In the material ID, you see that this upper part is number 2. This is number 1. So all the fabric part is set at number 2. So I'm going to go and create a material, a multi, or sub material. So first of all, I'm going to start with Corona Legacy. I'll double click it. And then I say change material or map type. In the general, you see multi or sub object. I'll say okay. And I'll keep the old one as the first one. Okay, when I do that, you already know that this is the black part of this, because I want this other part of this thing, this seat, to be black. Then this part is going to be the fabric part. So I'll just select this part, make it black. Okay. I want the reflection to be like straight. That's why I added this 0.3 in the anisotropy. Okay, in the amount in the anisotropy. If you want your reflection to be straight, you notice when I did it, this thing became straight. So that's what that does for you. I want it to be more reflective. So with this now, I will just deselect this, come out from inside there. I'll just select this and apply this to it. Okay. All right, so let's go ahead and create the fabric. Okay, let me bring in the maps. Okay, let me bring in the maps that are needed. So I'll bring in this one and this one. Okay, these two. So I'm going to pass this through color correction. All right, and then I'll pass it through fall off. And then I'll pass this fall off through another color correction. Okay, we are going to be adjusting all these things very soon. Okay, let me just move all these things. So basically the same thing. I'm just passing this through color correction and this in the second map. All right, so for this particular one, okay, I'm going to like make some adjustment to this place. Okay, for the saturation, I'm going to just make it minus. Okay, please, let's see. Let me be seeing what I'm doing. Oh, okay. As you can see, it's beginning to like, but I need to zoom into this seat so I'll see it properly. Okay, the map is even looking very big. Let's reduce it a bit. Okay, I'm gonna reduce this a bit too. Yeah. Okay. So, yes. I'm going to reduce the gamma to, let's see. Okay. As you can see, it's bringing this profound, this vibe over here. You can see the dark shade coming out here. So I'm going to augment it and complement it with this other one now. So I'm going to make this like 5, like the first one. And this one I'm going to reduce it a little bit, just a little bit. Okay. Let's make some adjustment to this fall off. I'm going to leave everything the way they are. All I want to do is come over here, set this into Bezier. Do the same thing over here too. Set this to Bezier. Okay. Yeah. Alright, so over here, I'm going to reduce it very well. Alright, because it's beginning to be in a little bit brownish. I want it to be whitish. Okay, and then I'm going to make it brighter. So I'm going to make this 1.5. Okay, I'll make it look nicer. So for the, I'm going to be using this for the bump and the displacement to make things look nice. By displacement, I'm going to just put this over here, and then I'll make this 3. Alright, add it to the bump too. Yes. Remove it from the bump. Okay. I think I like the way the material is looking. Alright. I like the way it is looking. Yes. So I'm just going to select the other seat and apply the same material to them. Okay. Apply this material to them. So I've created the seat material. All right, so the next material we are going to create is this is the wood material over here, this table material. So I'm just going to go ahead and let me see this seat up close and see how it looks. Not bad at all. I like it. So let's go ahead and create this wood material. Okay. So I'm just gonna bring out the legacy material. So I'm going to create this. Let me first put this in here. So I'm going to add it, apply it. Okay. Okay, I have to work on this. I want this to be, dark wooden color. So this is too bright for me. So I'm just gonna bring in color correction. So I'll plug this in here. Okay. So I'm gonna make this 5. All right. I'm going to desaturate it like so. Okay. Then for the gamma, I'm going to reduce it. Oh no, that's too much. Okay. So let me just bring in the other map so that everything will be chill. Let's see how everything will turn out. So I'm going to bring in the map for the reflection. I'm going to plug it to the reflection color. Bring in the one for the gloss. I'm going to put it in the gloss part. Okay. I'm going to still work on all these things, but let me just bring in the maps for the normal. That's the bump. I'm going to just use Corona normal maps. So I'm going to set this to 1. Okay, and then the next thing I want to do is set this. I want it to be a highly shiny seat. Okay. Okay. Let me add the bump. I want to make the bump 0.1. All right, so we're done with this table material. All right, I'm going to now head over to this light material, which is the light material we're going to be creating now, and then we're going to call it a day. So to create this light material, okay, there are 2 materials involved: the string, that's the wire that is holding it up, and then this light area. Okay, I already have light inside there, so when we succeed in creating this material, it is going to let the light shine out. All right, so let's go ahead and start creating this material. It's also a sub material, so I'm going to select this just the way we created the first one. Okay, so let's go ahead and figure out which part is which part, like which light, which part of this is which part. Yeah, so I'm gonna isolate it like so. Minimize this. So I select this one, this part. It is 1, and then this part is 2. This is still 2. Still 2. 2. Okay. So we basically have 2 parts. The string part is there. I just get this. I reduce the glossiness a bit. Okay, for this one, I'm going to make it metallic, and make it metallic by adding okay. This particular one, I'm going to leave it the way it is. Okay, so I'm going to delete this. And I'm going to select this and apply this to it. You can see the part that is hanging it has already been, colored black, as you can see. So I'm just going to minimize this, and then all right, so let's go ahead and start creating the light. All right, so I'm going to use Corona mix first. But before I even do anything, if we want to see our light to start coming out, let me start interactive render first. For our light to come out, all I have to do is come over here, make this 0.5, okay? 0.5. See, light is already coming out. It's not a big deal. So 0.5, 0.506. 6. Okay, so but I want to make this material a little bit sophisticated, a little bit, you know, like a cloth material that is going to look nice. Okay, I am going to add a color, a corona color above here. Let's make this black. Okay, and then down here I'm going to add another corona mix at the bottom. I'm going to mix this by 0.5. I'm going to change this to mix. All right, you can see the effect already showing up here. It's beginning to be, you know, a bit sophisticated. So this time around I'm going to, because I want to flip something, I want to use the ordinary mix. Okay, and I'm going to plug this one to the base. For this top, we're going to be using Corona color too. Now we're going to leave it as white and we're going to plug it here. All right, so I'm going to swap this. All right, and then I'm going to leave it the way it is. Here I'm going to change this to mix, and I'm going to change the amount to 0.1. All right, so now let's go ahead and then plug our map for this light. Okay, so I'm going to plug this to the mix. All right, I'm going to invert it. All right. I'm going to invert it here. All right. Okay. Not bad at all. So I'm going to take this and I'm going to put it in the translucent color. As you can see, it's already looking so dope. It's already looking so dope. So I want to bring in another map and then apply this particular one to the bump, so it gives it texture. All right, so I think we're done with this light material. It's looking very nice already. All right, so we're done creating all the materials. Let me make this big. We're done creating all the materials, so I'm going to like make a little bit of adjustment and then we'll call it a day over here. All right, make this 3. Okay, leave it at 2 that it is. All right, so I'm going to stop this. All right, and then I'm going to go and do final render setups. Okay, so I'm going to set this to 3000 and I'm going to set the denoise to Corona high quality, and that's it for the render setup. So I'm going to render this, and then when it is done I'm going to save it out. All right, so that's it for this video. Wait, hold on. All right, so we're done with all this material. So because of our time, due to our time, I'm just going to quickly bring in the planter, that's the potted plant, and some plates, and keep on this table. I'm not going to be working on those materials. I'm just going to get it the way I downloaded it from 3D Sky, and I'm going to place them here. All right, so I'll just do that. All right, I've added the potted plant, and I've added some flower and then plate on top of this. Those are just the two things I added: the flower pot and then these plates and the flower on this table. Okay, so we have done our tone mapping, we have done our render setups. Okay, let's go ahead and do our production render. All right, I'm just going to open this. I'm going to hit render. Okay, and it's going to render. All right, so that's it for this video. Okay, I hope you enjoyed it. If you did, please give me a like, and if you're new to this channel, consider subscribing. Not only subscribing, ring the notification bell so you don't miss any of my future tutorial. All right, thank you very much for watching this video. I'll see you in the next one.